Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early November 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Capricorn collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these lovely Cappies in early November? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Cappies in early November. And as you can see, you're not having your cards read by lion costume Kyle, which is a shame, right? I really like it. I felt like a fluffy teddy bear. Okay. Or a teddy lion. Okay, so I like this first card that comes out for you. I feel like there's a lot of good energy involved with it. It is one of those oracles that seems to cover multiple different layers. So we'll go through them. There could be something here about your sleep, about your rest, but there's beautiful spiritual protection attached to this card, which I really like. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk about the card. Now, I like to name this card the Helping Hand. So as you can see, we have this lady. She's having a little nap, a little snooze, and there's all these hands that are somewhat surrounding her, about that big orb of light. So first and foremost, tons of spiritual protection around you. So whether you're sensitive to it, whether you're not, it's like spirit is with you, spirit's insulating you. And I really like it. It's very reassuring to me. So maybe some of you just need to hear that in this time, like you are being watched over, you are not alone, that type of energy, which is really nice. Now, since she is sleeping, this could be a little daydreamy and imaginative type of card. So it's great for any sort of creative or imaginative pursuits. But there is something here about rest as well. So whether you're feeling a little burnt out, maybe you need a little rest and relaxation, maybe you're having some funky dreams, that could be it too. It can sometimes be Nine of Swords-esque, just not as stressed. So make sure you're getting proper rest and relaxation. Watch the insomnia. But if you're getting those interesting dreams, you might want to jot them down, especially with all the spiritual ties, because spirit could communicate to you through dream. So we're just going to let her keep having her nap. We will not disturb. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Cappies. What do we got? And while we get the deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading, which seemed to fit the theme that I've been seeing for well over a month, where a lot of the energy predominantly showing up in your reading was other people's stuff. The reading was titled Here They Come. Now, to me, it felt like a lot of things coming at you magnetically. So whether it's situations, whether it's people, it's like we're pulling things in. We're not chasing, we're attracting. That's kind of how the energy felt. So again, that could be bleeding over for a couple of weeks. Keep that in mind. There might be various situations or people that pop up out of the blue. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else. Let's get it going here. What do we got for the Cappies in early November? Let's get these 3 cards out. Thank you. All right, we're starting with a bang. We do have the Knight of Wands. I like this card. He's been showing up quite a bit for other signs as well. He is fast, right? So whenever he's the first card, it's like, boom, it's like shooting off like a rocket. Let's get a couple more here. What we got for Cappy? Okay. So King of Swords. So funny how I mentioned like other people's energy has been showing up predominantly for like a month, and we start off with 2 court cards, 2 other people. Let's get one more. I have a feeling this one might have a bit of a different flavor to it. Okay, so Tower on the back end, and you know me, I'm not like an a pessimist. I'm not always going to go worst case scenario, but the Tower is something we want to keep a close eye on. Could also fit the zodiacal season we're in now. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I always look at the elements first. It tells me how the energy could be moving. There is a lot of powerful, intense energy around the Capricorn collective this week because we have fire, we have air. You know what that does when it combines. And then we also have the tower, which is technically water. Doesn't look like it, doesn't feel like it. So we do have an even distribution, but it's just the intensity that I'm feeling already. The fire, the realm of action, passion, drive, desire. It could speak about your physical energy levels, which we already touched on a little earlier within the reading. The only thing with fire that I'm not a huge fan of, like, yeah, it's great for action and moving things forward. It's usually filled with a lot of gusto. But the thing I'm not a huge fan of is that it could take a left, right? That's the thing with fire energy. It could be a little unpredictable, could be a little explosive, especially when we move into the middle with the air. Fire air combination. That's a boop, that's a spark plug. Air is more logical. It's more pragmatic. It's more down to earth. It's very strategic in its thinking, but it can also deal with the headspace, the mindset. And then the water, of course, represents the realm of emotions, the inner world, feelings. So it's like we have the heart, we have the mind, and we have the physical. It's like that triune type of energy that all feeds off of each other. But let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number one, we start with the Knight of Wands. Now, as I told you, I like this card. I'm not always going to raise the alarm when we have all this powerful energy because it could be very good for a lot of you. But the Knight of Wands is fire sign energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Now, if we're not talking about a specific individual with this card, Knights to me represent the world of actions. So whether it's the actions we take, the actions other people take, it could also be communication. That's another thing. It could be some sort of talk or message whenever we see the Knight of Wands. And usually I like it. It moves quick. It doesn't feel stuck. So if you're feeling a little stuck or bored, it's a good energy. It could definitely shake things up and change them. That's a really good thing. But the downside is just like all the other fire cards, it could be very unpredictable. Now, if this is a person, it could be personality traits that are very outgoing, life of the party, which can be nice for some of you to lean into. But the unpredictable aspect of the Knight of Wands could be, again, very explosive. And we do want to see what this shows up as. But moving to the center, even though we do have this air mixture happening, and we'll get this Knight right in by this amethyst. Maybe that'll calm him down a little bit. You just take a chill pill there, Mr. Knight of Wands. So, yeah, we have the King of Swords. And kings in particular represent control of their suit. So remember, knights, they represent the realm of movement and actions and communication. Kings are also communicators, but it keeps things um, under thumb, so to speak. So remember, this is about the mindset. It's very strategic, very plan based. And that's the one thing I like. So whether you're planning something or somebody else, or you need to take a more planned out approach, King of Swords is a good energy to step into. Again, it could be an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But if that's not the case, I like the King of Swords because it says it like it is. It's honest and straightforward. Now, the downside to the King of Swords, it could sometimes be a little mean, right? It could be a little cold, a little cutthroat when we see this card. It can sometimes signal seriousness in one form or another. So whether it's a situation you need to take seriously, maybe something you're going through, maybe it is serious. Who knows? We'll just have to see when we get to them. So when we have this combination, Knight of Wands, which is a spark plug, the King of Swords, it seems to be reining it in. That's the one thing I like. However, and I'm sure you already saw me reach over for that tower. We got the tower on the back end. So big Scorpio vibes. Currently, at the time of this filming, we're in Scorpio season. So, hey, maybe it's just going to tell us something that's coming towards us in Scorpio season. That could be it. Maybe you're connected to Scorpio. But towers do generally represent shock. Now, I always say not every tower is a bad tower. Sometimes it's a really good thing. Sometimes it's a good turn, a good surprise. So we do want to look at it further. But this can represent endings. It can represent big shakeups. It can represent hitting the reset button. Or it's just a really strong energetic intensity, especially with the Knight of Wands on the front. And this, it's like we're buzzing with energy, which could be good. But it's karmic, right? It could represent really powerful change, just shocking energy in general. And could it be surrounded by communication? Maybe. Could it be someone else's tower? Absolutely. We just need to see what's going on with it. So we're going to let it chill there for now. I want to dive deeper on all the Capricorn. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for the Cappies, please? What is going on for my good friends? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Knight and see what he has to say. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Capricorn, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay. Why is this Knight of Wands here? Thank you. Huh. All right. This energy feels to me like it's in a rush about something. So again, I'm not sure whether that's you or whether it's somebody else. It's like, no, let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's get it over and done with. It's an energy. It's like, no, now, keep going, keep pushing. So for some of you, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe there's a situation or a process you're going through where it's like, all right, I just want to get this over with. Or it's somebody that's like rushing something. That's the big vibe. So of course, can this represent action? Absolutely. But to me, it's like it's an energy that's being very pushy about it. So watch out for any individuals that are a little aggressive. Maybe there's certain people around you where their energy is just a little too intense or they're a little too pushy. It's like, whoa, take your foot off the gas for a minute. Now, for some of you, if there's something or a process you're trying to push along, Spirit might be trying to tell you, like, hey, just let it do what it does, Capricorn. Just let the energy go with the flow. Now, the world has a lot of similarities to the tower on the back. It's the last of the major arcana. Yes, it can represent endings. It can represent the close of a chapter. It represents a culmination to me. I don't see this as like a 10 of swords. So don't get freaked out about it. But yeah, with this Knight of Wands and the world, to me, it's like, let's just do it. Let's just get it over and done with. So again, there could be something, if this hasn't shown up yet, it's like ripping the band-aid off, so to speak, where it's like, I'm just going to do it. Just want to do it. So we're going to keep going. We'll see. I mean, there could be endings showing up here, but not every ending's a bad thing, right? There's like one chapter closing and a new one opening potentially. But yeah, the main overarching theme to me is someone just being a little too pushy. Let's keep going. We're going to go in on the King of Swords. Really want to get over here. And again, karmic. So we have a lot of themes showing up, karmic themes. So why is the King of Swords in the mix? So what do we got here for Capricorn, please? What do we got for the Cappies? Okay. Huh. This is a very quiet energy now. So we have the Page of Cups in reverse. Notice all of the people. So I really want to say this for a lot of Capricorns, and I've been saying it for weeks now. A lot of the energy that seems to be encroaching is coming from other people your way. So again, watch out for getting pulled into other people's stuff. Watch out for group dynamics, group drama, because there's just a lot of people showing up. I'm not sure where all these people are coming from, but they're showing up in the energy. Now, the Page of Cups in reverse under the King of Swords. It's either one of two things. Either it is a situation where Spirit's like, take this seriously, Capricorn. Like, don't joke around about this. Like, take it seriously. Or maybe you're dealing with a serious situation. But aside from that, King of Swords, Page of Cups in reverse, it's like, hush. It's like, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to this person. So watch out for communication issues in this time because this energy is rushing. This energy is kind of like ignoring, where it's like, that's just white noise. I'm not listening to it. So these energies are totally opposite the way they're showing up. And again, they don't have to be tied to one particular zodiac sign or another. But yeah, the Page of Cups, that's water. We have almost the whole zodiac here. So we shouldn't even try to nail it down to one or the other. But usually these pages, they're forthcoming, especially the Page of Cups, speaking, emotional talks. In reverse under the King of Swords, it's like either no more Mr. Nice Guy, no more Mr. Nice Gal, or it's just biting its lip, where it's like, I'm just not going to say anything. I'm not going to waste my breath. It's giving me that vibe too. So that's where the energy seems to split to me. Either it's somebody that's being hush hush and ignoring something, or it's something that Spirit wants you to think it through, take it seriously. Let's keep moving. We're going to go in on the tower. We'll see what that has. But again, for a lot of you, this is just like outside energy. It could be other people's stuff. So let's go in on the tower. If you are energetically sensitive, make sure you protect your energy in this time. That's a big thing. So let's go in on the tower. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the tower here? Thank you. All right. I mean, the energy is just super powerful. So we have the Ace of Wands, which is very similar to the Tower, believe it or not. It's just like a little less. Aces are another communication card. So for a lot of you, this is kind of like the dam bursting. So for some of you, it could be like a shocking talk or message coming in, where whether it's something you weren't expecting to talk about or something you weren't intending on talking about, or even somebody you weren't intending on speaking to. It's like we have the buildup, these two different energies somewhat colliding, and then boom, uh, the tower with the Ace of Wands, it's just like floodgates open. So again, watch the communication in this time. For some of you, you might need some sort of outlet for your energy. So if you're feeling these intense things, it's like get your body moving or go out for a walk or something like that, because the energy's so intense, it's going to need an outlet. Now, the Ace of Wands, I already mentioned, very similar to the pages. Communications, messages, offers, opportunities. So this doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. Okay, just because it's out of nowhere, out of the blue, or shocking, doesn't mean it's a terrible thing. Aces in the upright are usually pretty good. So yeah, I mean, it's simple, straightforward to me. The way the energies are showing up here with the buildup. So again, there could be a lot of talks, topics, conversations, or people where it's like just so out of the blue, which fits the theme that I've been seeing for weeks. I would say the big thing though, Capricorn, just try to stay out of group drama. Try not to get pulled into other people's stuff. That's super important in this time. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. So a lot of moving parts here, a lot of other people's energy showing up here this week. Notice we have almost the whole zodiac here. Where are the Capricorn cards? Where's the Earth sign energy? But if you look here in the box, position number 1, we have the Knight of Wands with the World in the upright. That's a rip the Band-Aid off type of energy. Let's do it. Let's get it over with. Feels a little pushy to me. So if you're dealing with anyone that's a little too aggressive or a little too pushy, this is their energy that's showing up here. Somebody that might just want to get something over with, where it's like, all right, let's just do it. Let's just make it happen. Moving in, and it's action. It is action for sure. It's just coming in too hot. Moving to the middle, we have a totally different vibe with the King of Swords and the Page of Cups in reverse. Now, I did say the energy split in 2 different ways. There could be situations where Spirit's like, all right, keep an eye on it, take it seriously. So again, whether a serious situation, but another thing I'm seeing here with the King of Swords, Page of Cups in reverse, it's either someone biting their tongue, not too happy, and it could also be ignoring something or like just outside noise, not listening, don't see it. So we have like this odd energy around communication. But when we get to the back end, we have the Tower with the Ace of Wands. These energies are very similar, powerful, forward pushing, a little explosive in their ways. But to me, this feels like a shocking talk or message. So again, whether it's with a person, whether it's about a situation, whether it's a topic, it's just so out of the blue. And I've been seeing that for a lot of signs this week too. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And remember, this doesn't have to be a bad thing. It doesn't. But yeah, let's shuffle it up here. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get your shadow card out here. What do we got? Is it going to be another court card? All right, no, it doesn't. It's not another court card. So now the Earth sign energy is starting to show up. We got the Hermit, Big Virgo energy. This is a retracted, pulled back type of vibe, and I would expect to see this in the shadows. It is very, very quiet. It is very, very hush-hush, which kind of fits the theme with what we were seeing here in the middle. Now, the good thing about the shadow side of the Hermit, it's somebody collecting themselves. It's somebody taking a step back and saying, you know what, let me think something through. It's very wise. It's very spiritual. So whether this is advice from Spirit saying like, all right, don't rush something, just take a step back. That could be part of it. But the Hermit, in its shadow sense, could talk about big communication blockages and issues here. So just know in this time, whether it's with people you care about or coworkers, there's just something here with people on different frequencies. So we're going to let that chill right there, Capricorn. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The November subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation and you'd like to have a little chat with me, you can book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. You'll see my digital calendar is open for the month of November. They're filling up pretty quick, so if you'd like to have a chat, come over and see me. But for the November subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of a lovely deck. It's fairly new. It's called Tarot of the Woodland Wardens. It has a whole bunch of fluffy critters. It's really adorable. I think everyone would like it. So if you like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, since it is November, what are you most grateful for right now? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.